first one is from the Mayor of the City of Madison. It says, "Greetings. As Mayor of Madison, please accept our sincere birthday wishes on your milestone 100th birthday celebration. Celebrate this special day with family and friends, as you are a role model and inspiration as a person of magnanimous strength. You have passionately, diligently, and conscientiously devoted your life, innumerable time, talent, and energy towards the betterment of mankind, our nation, as a military veteran. Thank you for your service. Your dedication to our Madison community, your loyalty to church and family, and your devotion to everyone you have mentored, along with your selfless acts of kindness, are invaluable treasures that will last a lifetime. Madison is both blessed and privileged to share in the blessings of this special celebration. Sincerely, Paul Finley, Mayor." Governor Kay Ivey, State of Alabama, has presented this certificate of recognition to Luther Jake Hisaw. This certificate is presented in honor of your 100th birthday celebrated on August 30th, 2018, and for your honorable service to our country during World War II. Your life experiences are a lesson for us all. Congratulations on your birthday, and thank you for your service to our state and nation. Given under my hand and the great seal of the office of the governor at the state capitol in the city of Montgomery on the first day of September 2018, Kay Ivey, Governor.
Okay, I'm going to try to condense 100 years into 5 minutes. And these are just some highlights. Okay, the year was 1918. World War I was raging, but would come to an end on November 11th. Some headlines from newspapers that day were Red Baron, Germany's ace, shot down. First U.S. warplanes in skies in France. Flu epidemic kills 20 million worldwide. Over 1 million U.S. troops in Europe. Famous people were born that year, including Billy Graham, Ann Landers, Leonard Bernstein, Ella Fitzgerald, Pearl Bailey, Oral Roberts, Paul Harvey, Eddie Arnold, and Ted Williams, the baseball great, was born on the same day as Jake, August 30th. These were all famous in their own right, but the favorite one of all that was born on August 30th was our very own Luther Guy Hisaw, but always known as Jake. Of many folks. Jake was born in the little town of Boonville, Mississippi, to Bill and Della Hisaw. He was the 5th child of 7 children. After his mother died, his father remarried, and he had 7 more half-brothers and sisters. That was quite a household. Jake did his share of the chores growing up, feeding the livestock, milking cows, hoeing the garden and crops, plowing the ground. And they didn't have tractors then, just mules. He had lots of time to practice all those songs he sang later as he plowed and worked. Things were different the year Jake was born. The popular movie was The Dog's Life. Popular songs, you might remember some. I'm Always Chasing Rainbows, Till We Meet Again, Rockabye Your Baby with a Dixie Melody. A new car cost $440. A new house was $4,821. Bread was 10 cents a loaf, gas 15 cents a gallon, milk 56 cents a gallon, unless you had a cow. Jake's singing began when he was a youngster. The school he attended put on a play, and Jake sang Yodeling Cowboy. He had lots of practice yodeling while plowing with those mules. And he bought his first guitar from a cousin when he was 16 years old, and the rest is history. After school, he worked for a trucker, and then in 1940, he joined the U.S. Army. He was stationed in Fort McClellan, Alabama, and then in Fort Jackson, South Carolina. While in Washington, D.C., he met Teresa Manning in 1942. They continued their courtship while he was overseas. In 1943, during World War II, He was stationed in Northern Ireland, Normandy, Luxembourg, Belgium, and Germany until the war ended. And then after he was stationed back in the States, he and Teresa were married in 1945, and they were the parents of 2 sons. And 3 of the grandchildren of those sons are here today, and his daughter-in-law, Linda. In 1957, Jake's Army career brought him back to Redstone Arsenal to complete his military career, and he was discharged in 1960 after serving 20 years. The family settled in Madison, and they attended the Madison Methodist Church. Jake continued working for Redstone Arsenal in the same areas he had worked while in the Army, radio telegraph operator, and after engineering school, he was an instructor teaching radio, radar, computers, and missile systems. He was also a shortwave radio operator most of his life, and he had friends that he chatted with all over the world. After retiring from civil service in 1972, he and Teresa enjoyed camping and traveled extensively, from Maine to California and places in between. He was one of the original members of the campground on Monte Sano Mountain, and they were just starting the campground up, so they got sponsors, and when they bought into that, his camping fee would never be over $5. So the rest of us were paying $25, $30. He was paying $5 all this time. He got his money worth from that investment, I'm sure. He was a devoted husband, and when Teresa came down with an illness, he cared for her for 12 years, even taking her camping when he had to lift her into the camper. After her death, he decided to take up camping again, and he fixed up the camper and got it ready to travel hundreds of miles again, from Vermont to Oregon, California, and places in between, Texas to Florida, and on and on. And he played his old guitar and sang the songs that he loved. One day in 1994, while he was camped at Gulf Shores State Park, he met some folks who were playing music, and they told him about some other folks that were playing at a different place. And so he got together with them, and that was kind of the beginning of the Dulcimer story with Jake. And so from then on, he traveled and played with all the Dulcimer players at festivals. He began following the Dulcimer circuit, meeting many more folks from Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi, and other places where he could play his music. He would always try to find a nursing home to go to and share his music. That was his idea of a good time. When folks pulled into a campground, the first thing many of them would ask, "Is Jake here?" Now, Jake always made sure we started and stopped on time, so we remember him for saying one time when we were jamming and we weren't quite getting going when we were supposed to, he said, "Are we going to talk or are we going to play?" And Jake always ended all of our jams with "Amazing Grace" to honor God, and "God Bless America" to honor our country. And that's a tradition that's still followed today in many Dulcimer clubs that Jake has played with. And we're also proud that everybody who could be here today, all of his Dulcimer friends and Madison Village family, and to celebrate with him and his grandchildren and daughter-in-law. And we hope you have a great time. We're gonna, Linda's gonna say something here. Well, I wish I had time to do all the stories he's told us. I would have a book.
Well, mine won't be quite as long. That was so awesome how you convinced it. My name is Linda Hisaw. I'm his daughter-in-law. I was married to his son Stan for 31 years, and Stan passed away in 2012. Both of his children are deceased. I'm so happy to have 2 of my children, Jesse and Hannah, and Sean, who is Stan's first child, so that would be his first grandson, here today. And Sean's beautiful children, thank you so much, and my sister and her husband are here. I just want to share a short message from Joel on behalf of all the grandchildren. Joel is my son who lives in New Jersey, so his first grandchild from me. And Joel just wanted to say to you, Poppy, that you always set an example of living life on your own terms, which was an incredible influence to all of them when they were young, and you're loved and appreciated. And I want to add to that I met you when I was 18 years old, and that was 37 years ago. And you were honestly the first man that I ever met who had true integrity. And you've been an example and a blessing to me and my children for all these years. And I'm so happy and thankful for you, and I'm so thankful to be a part of the celebration, and happy birthday, and I love you.
Hey.
Start off if he wants to say anything, or if he wants to just go ahead and do it. And then after we do our little jam, it's time to eat. And we thank Linda for all of that food.
I'd just say thanks to all you folks for coming, and especially the musicians. We're not keeping you for very long, but we would play a half dozen tunes maybe. And most of these people have been around for all those 20 years that I've been chasing here and there playing with Dulcimers. In fact, that's the first time that I saw a Dulcimer. I was down in Gulf Shores, Alabama in 1994, I believe it was. I spent the winter down there, and I saw a guy out by his picnic table picking on something, and I went over there to see, and he was playing on a Dulcimer. And I asked him, did he play any country music or any old gospel stuff? He said, well, I never played with anybody, I just play by myself. I said, well, I got a guitar maybe, if I'll go get it, could we try to play something? And he said, yeah, we tried. So we started playing, and pretty soon then there's a couple came along that was from Michigan. And there are quite a lot of Dulcimer players in Michigan. But the woman, she played the big hammer Dulcimer, got about 40 strings on it, and her husband played an auto harp, so they joined in with us. And they were there just for a couple of weeks during Christmas and New Year's holiday. And once that was over, then I was left by myself again. So I'd always wanted to go out to old Fort Pickens just to see that place. That's out in the bay at Pensacola. And so I went over there and signed in to camp for a week at Camp Pickens, I guess they call it. But anyway, there wasn't much going on over there. I was out walking around, and I happened to see a vehicle with a tag on the front that had a picture of a Dulcimer on it. And I stopped there and I asked the woman if somebody played music down there, and she said, yeah, they played down there last night. Didn't you hear them? I said, no, I didn't hear them. She said, well, they'd be playing down here again tonight. I said, okay, I'll be down here. So I fell in with Dulcimers and been playing with them ever since.
We're glad he did.
So let's do this. Keep on the sunny side. There's a dark and troubled side of life. There's a bright and sunny side too. Could we be pretty dark tonight? The sunny side, keep on the sunny side. Keep on the sunny side of life.
ready